My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on tonight's show, I'm pleased to have a returning guest from Newington, the Nor'easters, I should say. I almost said it wrong, but I corrected myself. Josiah Ross, who's a wide receiver and a talent at that. Josiah, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
First off, I just want to say congratulations as far as where you chose to go to college, and we'll talk about that later for baseball. And a heck of a summer, man. I mean, you and I were going back and forth as far as where you've been. You went to the Cape, you went to New York. Fun
Yep.
summer.
Yeah, fun summer. A lot of baseball everywhere. Just playing the game I love.
Now, I have
Can't
to
get-
ask, if you had to calculate how many innings you played of baseball this summer, what would that be?
I don't even know if I could count that. I played pretty much every inning of every game we played this summer. And there's so many games in the summer. It's ridiculous.
But you know what? You're going to look back on it and you're going to be like, I'm so happy I did that because you're going to reach your ceiling as a player, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So the last time I had you on, I remember it was you and your former teammate now, who's now at Franklin and Pierce, and
Yep.
he's going to be doing great things. And it was very interesting to hear about the program and how the both of you fed off of each other and how the offense was. I had your assistant, the former coach that you had, and Coach Monroe, who is
Yep.
now, off as a head coach with Lyman Hall.
Yep.
And to see how the season ended, for you specifically, do you feel like you accomplished the goals that you set for yourself when, the last time we talked as far as for football last year?
Um, I'd say I accomplished a lot of my goals.
Mm-hmm.
Just like taking the team and like me and Austin leading the team, keeping us together and making a run that we did. But the one thing that I did think that we did not accomplish was playoffs. Just missed out on playoffs. And if we got an opportunity there, I think we could have made a run.
Do you feel like you and the rest of the Nor'easters kind of feel like in a way that, you know what, we missed an opportunity. We don't want to miss that again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of seniors right now are on the same page. Like the other day we had like a camp out as a team and like around the fire pit, all seniors got up and talked about what we wanted to do. And all of us just kind of like we're all on the same page. Like we want to do this together as a family and make a run. Like we're not gonna let it slip through our hands again like we did last year.
As far as the off season is concerned, I know you were extremely busy because of baseball. So
Yeah.
were you able to be around for anything as far as football or no?
Here and there, it's like I'm away a lot, so it's kind of hard. But like we all stay in contact in the group chat. We all like they'll go to like a field down the street from my house where we'll just run routes, maybe like do some hills here and there.
Mhm.
But the team stays together throughout the season, off season, just working together, make sure we could get everything done we need to.
I think the benefit is that you have your quarterback returning who was fantastic last year, and you and him have the chemistry already. Not to
Yeah,
say that, you can't just jump on the field and just expect to be great,
yeah,
but the fact that you've played and there's so many reps, it's okay if, it's a little bit where, okay, first week of practice just started, you had OTAs the week before, and it's not going to, basically it's not going to take as long for you guys to get into that rhythm. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah. It does. It definitely does make sense. Like we kind of just like got a head start on some other teams might not have receivers that play last year that are returning,
Mhm.
but I think it's like kind of just like a head start. Like you guys are already played with each other, played for each other since we were like in eighth grade. So like we know how we play together. We know when to break routes, when he throws the routes. Like it's kind of just like we and a couple other receivers as well are returning. So it's like we all know what we need to do.
You mentioned how, and you said it was a bonfire, correct, as far as what you guys were doing?
Yeah.
That is something that I think I wish more teams would do because I feel like it's one thing when you're on the field and, as far as, going over game stuff, like, the competitiveness, the juices and all that are flowing. But when you
Yeah.
get away from it and then you kind of see who the person is away from football and to kind of spend a little bit of that quality time, I feel like that can really help bonded team and mold and bring that team closer because the season flies like that,
Yeah,
but it's a long season, especially when you guys, everybody has aspirations to be in a state championship and win it.
exactly. No, it's definitely right. Like half the practices that we like in our practices were divided up into like individual groups like wide receivers or DBs. So like you're kind of just around those guys most of the time until we go into like team stuff. But it's like you don't really get to know everyone as a person until like you're hanging out with them outside of football or like when you guys like go out as a team or something. Like that's where you actually get to know your teammates, especially in practice. Like we go at it. Like we're being competitive, getting each other's heads, playing hard football. But outside of it, it's just like more of like I don't know. You just get to know them as like more of a friend instead of just a family member. You know?
Was there anybody who kind of, I don't want to say spoke up, but said maybe something that you were like, oh, I've never heard Jimmy ever say a word, and now he's speaking up? Did anybody, do that during the bonfire?
Yeah, a couple kids actually. Like a lot of kids who uh haven't spoken much last year kind of like spoke up at the bonfire, like telling us how they really feel about the team and just like speaking up for once, you know. And it's just good to see the team taking a step forward and just like coming together and showing their true character, you know.
How was the reaction as far as the rest of the team? Were they kind of
Yeah.
helping the player maybe get it going or cheer him
Yeah,
up, anything like that?
yeah. Like a couple of guys were a little nervous going up there because there's a lot of guys up there, but we kind of cheered them on, told them to relax, you know, because they get a little nervous here and there. So we tell them to relax, they get it out, and they feel good about themselves that they actually got off their chest what they needed.
And that's the kind of stuff that, we just spoke about, where maybe that's the one thing that needed for them to kind of get over that nervousness, where
Yeah,
now it's like, okay, you could be around a couple thousand fans, the lights are on, whatever.
yeah,
And maybe that kind of helps their confidence,
exactly.
you
Because
know?
like when I spoke, I mainly said just like don't be scared. Like don't be scared of anything. You're around your family members playing the game you like to play. So what is there to be scared of, honestly?
Yeah, no, I agree. And especially for you, I mean, who's going to catch you?
Yeah,
But no, in all seriousness, and I do mean that, it's going to be very hard to catch you. You're fast. Hence why you play center field for baseball and you're going to college
yeah,
to play baseball.
yep,
No, but we'll talk about that in a little bit, as I mentioned. As far as because the CCC, just like I think the FC, I think almost every single conference is competitive. The
yeah,
Pequot last year had multiple teams either in the semis or the championships, or were just in the playoffs. Period. The NVL had some teams, the league that I broadcast. Obviously, you know about the FCAC, the SWC, so on and so forth. The
yep.
CCC, because there are so many teams, I almost feel like every single week, regardless of record, because of the competitiveness, it's a dogfight.
Oh
And
yeah,
once again, your schedule, man. I think I saw one non-conference was against the Staples, correct? If I
yeah.
remember right. So, what is kind of your take as far as what you got coming up this season with the teams you got?
Uh, well, with this schedule, like it's I honestly think it's a bigger jump of a schedule boost than we had last year. Last year we had a tough schedule, but this year, like we gotta get it going because there's a lot of teams we haven't played maybe in like years, and it's obviously like some teams gonna play different football, like and you can't take anyone uh lightly because we did that last year against Glastonbury, who was like 0-4 when we played them, and we got upset. So it's kind of just got to come with the same mentality every week. Work hard. Don't take anything lightly, and just like go out and play ball.
No, I agree with you, and I think it was right after I had you guys on that you played against Glastonbury. And I hope I wasn't the jinx or the curse. If I was, I apologize. But you do get redemption because I'm pretty sure you play them week 4, if I looked at the schedule correctly.
Yeah, I think so. I think we do. Yeah.
And just looking further at who you play, I mean, I know you play Maloney. Maloney lost a lot of guys, but coming off a championship, they're going to be extremely excited, and you can never
Yep.
count them out. You also got Simsbury towards the end of the season, Hall, which is always competitive, Weathersfield with Coach McKinnon. He'll have those boys ready. And let's
Yeah.
not forget about East Hartford, Middletown. We mentioned Staples. Connor, you have week 2, and then
Yeah.
Southington, who, I talk about team softball, which always wins championships.
Yeah.
Their football team produces a lot of dudes. So,
Yeah. They do.
what has that kind of been like? Because they got some big boys up front. So, what's it been like practice wise getting ready for them?
So this week, we're starting this week of getting ready, watching film on Southington and teams that we're gonna play. So it's kind of just like we're getting a game plan going right now, and we just gotta follow the game plan. We know how they're gonna play. They're a well coached team. Obviously, they've been consistently good. It's ridiculous. And if we just follow through what we have to do, like we can beat any team, no matter who it is. Hand us anybody, we can still beat them and compete with anyone.
You and I were talking a little bit about, because with Austin going to Franklin and Pierce, you're the number 1 now. So all the attention, you're going to get the best safety, the best corner. You may get a little, like, I don't want to say chippy, but you may get a little bit of push in the beginning
Yeah,
before you even have to take 2 steps,
yeah,
just to disrupt your route a little bit, a little bump and go.
yeah,
Do you feel like, not that I'm questioning if you can handle it, but mentally it's tough because there may be some stuff you're not used to. Have you been able to prepare yourself for all of that attention?
yeah. Well, I'm kind of used to it at this point at practice. The defense just like it's almost like they just all target me, and it just opens up everything for my teammates. Honestly, like we have 3 other wide receivers who catch the ball, run hard rush just like me, and they're gonna make plays for me, and it just opens up the offense for our run game and pass game. So just whatever they throw at us, we'll punch right back.
And you think about the amount of attention on you, which now gives opportunities to the other guys. And if they can make plays, then there needs to be another change, because you can't just cover you and then give up all those yards to everybody
Yeah,
else, which then
exactly.
helps you out on a curl route, or even if, I don't know if you guys do jet sweeps or,
Yeah,
throwing the ball deep, gives a lot of opportunities.
exactly. Yeah, we definitely have the kitchen sink of plays just for whatever they throw at us. Like, because a lot of teams last year, they did a lot of different things. We had a lot of offensive tools, and I'd say we still do. So it's just going to change each game. It's going to be a different approach from each team. So we just got to be prepared for everything.
Talk to me about your quarterback a little bit, because he put up very good numbers last year, and I hope one day he will come on the podcast. Even if I have to keep mentioning it, I want him to come on. Love to be able to talk with him. Maybe you can help me out a little bit with
Yeah,
that.
I hope you. I hope you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why you're the man. Just talk to me about his growth from last year, because some people could look at his numbers and say, "Oh, he doesn't have to improve." Everybody's got to improve on something.
Yeah.
So, how has that been from last year, and what have you seen this season thus far?
Well, a lot of I've seen a lot of improvement by him. Like he's become more of a vocal leader. Last year, he just like he didn't really speak up as much as he does this year. Like he's helping out our receivers on certain routes they might run wrong, or like he'll just be more vocal in the old line and stuff like that. He just kind of taking charge of the offense like he should. And last year he was a little vocal last year, but I feel like now he's in the driver's seat right now, knows this is his offense, so he just gets it going now.
Is there any particular player on offense or defense that has been shining thus far in practice?
Well, I'd say like our O line and D line, those all those guys, they just go at it all practice, and they're always making plays. And I'd say our linebackers play pretty good too, so they just all show out at practice.
Well, I mean, why? I mean, you kind of have to, because the CCC is so good. You got to make sure if you take one day off, there's teams that are not taking days off, and that could mess up the whole what you guys are trying to build.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, with the season coming up, it's only a couple weeks away. I mean, are you guys kind of getting antsy? I mean, I'm sure you just want to get right into game time, but like you said,
Yeah,
you just started looking at film, and you want to make sure you don't rush it too quick, because then once
yeah,
the games start, there's no except for, I think, a bye here or there, depending on
yeah,
where your schedule is. But other than that, it's go, go, go.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of these guys are getting excited each week at practice, like day by day. Like we just gotta take it slow because, and then we have like a couple of scrimmages, hold us off for a little bit and just give us some action here and there. So it's just about keeping the guys like keeping them straight minded, making sure they know like not to rush anything. We still can always develop no matter what. So we can always work on anything no matter how good we are. So we just gotta take it slow until it's the time.
It's crazy to think that it's your senior year. I know COVID
Yeah.
affected a year of you for sports, both in football and in baseball, as far as high school is concerned. And then you think about just how fast kind of things have flown by. Like, has it hit you yet? Like, wow, this is my last time wearing a nor'easter jersey for football.
Yeah. So, well, this week is like our first week of school pretty in a couple of days. So now like it's coming close. I'm like, it's just like, geez. Like the other day I felt like I was a freshman. And like since like COVID and everything, it makes everything seem like it's all like went by so fast. And now I'm thinking about it. It's like my last year playing football. Just gotta make the best out of it. It's time flies. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can tell you again, time flies extremely quickly. That's why you gotta enjoy every moment, you know?
Yeah.
Josiah, I really do appreciate you coming on. Before I let you go, I want to talk about the baseball aspect really quick. For people who may not know, you did commit to a college. I'll let you say where it is, and you'll be playing hopefully center field. If not, you'll be somewhere in the outfield for them. Talk about that a little bit with the people who will be watching this interview.
I recently just committed to Wagner College in Staten Island, New York. I I was I played a lot of baseball this summer, a lot of showcases and stuff like that. And I ended up getting in contact with the Wagner coaches. They brought me on a visit, and it all just clicked from there. Like it just felt like the place for me. It was uh it was a very quiet area actually for New York, and it just felt like I was comfortable there. I have family like 20 minutes away, so it's kind of just like it's not bad at all. And it just felt like the right choice for me and my family. And this long stressful process, just glad it's all over.
You mentioned how you felt comfortable because you don't strike me as somebody that's like left and right going crazy and screaming, whatever. You're very
Yeah,
mellow, very calm. And
yeah.
there's certain parts I feel like where if you can find a place that fits you as a person, that's half the battle. And it sounds like Wagner fit you.
Oh, it definitely did. Like it just felt like it held the same mindset that I did, just keeping cool and calm throughout anything, and just like not like being all over the place, like just keeping a level head. Because once you're once you leave that level headed mindset, it gets all over the place.
Now, are you familiar with the conference that Wagner's in?
Then you see, yeah, a lot of teams nearby.
Central's one of them.
Central down the street 2 minutes from my house.
I was just about to say, you talk about when you play Central, you could have a fan base coming to watch you play,
Yeah, I can. Yep,
you
have
know?
all the things at the game.
And another thing too is you think about the potential of playing in a NCAA tournament as far as
Yeah,
being, fighting for a World Series spot. That conference seems like and even I think the basketball team was in the 64 or maybe pretty close to that somewhere.
yeah,
I know they were there, but it just seems like that conference is producing teams who compete, you know?
yeah. They really are. They really are. Just like because I remember it was like winter, and I was watching basketball, and I had no clue where I was going to go for college. And I see like Wagner playing freaking Bryant with that kid who's actually he was from CCSU, and he
Mhm.
actually went to Bryant, and now he's like he went off, and now it's just crazy to see what they
After
what they do.
every shot he was flexing and doing the glasses.
Yeah, yep.
And then
He's
there
an
was
it.
a fight. Remember the fight too? They had to take
Yeah,
everybody out.
his parents fighting in the stands. His kid's going wild.
It was, dude, it was, but that gym, you know what? It was so tight. I don't know. I can't remember the last time that gym was so fully packed, dude.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
was such a talented kid. I'd be there too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was going off like him, maybe now 29-year-old me would be like, yeah, I'd calm down. But he's probably in his early 20s.
Yeah.
I I would not. I would have gone crazy like him. Why not?
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know? But, Josiah, I really do appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun. I love being able to talk with you. It's always fun. Before I let you go really quick, um, any any words as far as, because hopefully I can have you on during the season. I know it's busy, so if I don't, I want to make sure I get this. What has it meant to you to be a Newington football player for I'll say 4 years, because COVID can't take away the fact that you were there. So what has it
Yeah.
meant for you?
It just means it just means a lot to me, you know. It's like my family. I've been with these guys for so long since freshman football. Before we even hit puberty, we were all little kids with squeaky voices. And now seeing that this is who we are, it's our last year together, playing together, it just means a lot. And I know it'll be once the season ends, I just know it'll be hard for me and a lot of my teammates to take in like what we've done and like this is our last time playing together. So it just it's a lot.
Well, I wish you and your team nothing but the best of luck, and hopefully our paths will cross sometime, either this season or maybe, hey, sometime. And if you guys can get to the championship and I'm on the call for that, let's make it happen.
Yes, sir. Let's make it happen.
But Josiah, once again, thank you. As always, a pleasure to have you on, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Now, wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. Remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm Marjorie. Find them all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and be well.